Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some pretty fun news to go talk about over here with some really big PlayStation 5 sales. We also have a lot of really big things when it comes to brand new games coming out, some old school, never before shown games too as well. Just a lot of little various stories to go talk about all throughout today, so if you guys will sit back, relax, and enjoy it. Now, if you guys are also brand new, make sure you guys are subscribed. We got the Twitter and Twitch down below. Be checking off that Final Fantasy and Helldivers down below. Of course, after that, we will get a bunch of free stock. And let's go and dive on into the video game news itself. Also, a bit of intriguing Rockstar news too as well. So, very first, kind of like on the bigger news story. We're also going to have also a link down for this down below, just in case you guys have any friends who haven't gotten your consoles yet, or you yourself are going to go get one, or maybe you want the update for the Slim, although if you guys already have your own, like, original console, probably not worth it, at least in my opinion. But if you guys missed it, we're now seeing American sales. We made a video on this maybe about like a week or so, 2 weeks ago or so, that a lot of the European countries have been having a little bit of like a price war between PlayStation and Xbox, where they actually had a chance to go drop on some of the lowest prices we've ever seen for the PlayStation 5 Slim, and as well with Microsoft responding, also some of the cheapest prices we've ever seen for the Xbox Series X. So right now they're kind of in like a bidding war down, kind of like two gas stations across from each other. But what I said in that video is we'd probably be expecting some sort of sale then in America, because if that ever usually happens in, let's say, the UK or generally Europe, they'll usually go and have an also, like, next, like, they'll do it in America, too. That's like, why not? That's basically a business plan where it's like, we're gonna make an extra million consoles, let's have some sales flown around, and let's have, like, little, like, sometimes it's randomly March, like, in March. No one is really buying stuff, so let's just go have some sales to kind of keep things moving and grooving. In the summertime, maybe people buy consoles to go and, well, get hyped up from an E3. I know it's gone, but E3 type style events, or it's the summertime, they have nothing to do, or also, like, they're on the holiday time, they'll go and buy things for, like, Hanukkah, Christmas, or whatever. But right now, there's basically nothing else going on, but like, so a little bit of a ramble explaining why. Basically, Best Buy right now, will have a link for this down below, has the brand new PlayStation 5 Slim, which is actually now at a very cheap price point. I believe one of the cheapest prices we've ever seen at $450. So you get Spider-Man 2, which is still a very, very good game, and I'd still highly recommend, and as well the, I believe, Disc Edition PlayStation 5 console. So I believe you would also get the $500 PlayStation console, not the like pure digital one, and it also has the detachable disc drive, and you also get Spider-Man 2. Now, this is actually pretty dope, mainly because stock, as you guys probably know, is pretty easy to go get. Pretty much everyone can get their consoles if they want it, and as well, this is a really big saving price. Although we have seen other consoles go around like the $400 flat point, where we've seen and talked about this, where the PS5 Slim has just plummeted in the price on Amazon. Oh, this is for like the UK side, and this has kind of been where it's been really big. Well, this is where they have the 409, I believe, pounds over here, so it's basically a really, really cheap console, although I do believe this is not a bundle, at least in the European side. This is just a pure console. So you go and factor in, let's say, 50, 60, maybe $70, depending, probably more of like a 50 euro or pound to go kind of equate that on out, and it's essentially the same price. But this is kind of dope. Like, right now we're seeing huge price drops once again, but this time it's for America. Like I said, we'll have the Best Buy link down below, but as you guys can see, the Amazon UK store has dropped their consoles all the way down to 404, I believe, pounds. I never know. I'm pretty sure that's pounds. I'm very ignorant. You guys can make fun of me. That's fine. But this is really nice. Like, we're seeing the Xbox also in the European regions go and match the price. We haven't really seen a really big sale on Microsoft, although they always do sales all the time anyway. But right now, it kind of seems like both of the consoles are finally going and getting cheaper, both in the American side and the European side. So this is a big thumbs up either way. And plus, like, you just want to have people on your console, getting the PlayStation Pluses, getting the Xbox consoles, or whatever it might go and be. It's nice to go and see it. But either way, we'll have the link down below for Best Buy if you guys know anyone or want to go pick one up yourselves. I think it's worth it. Like, at this point, like, I would almost have never imagined maybe 2-3 years ago that we would even have these consoles on a cheaper price either way. But now, since they're so readily available, and they also want to get more people in the ecosystem and also drive up individual sales, I do believe in how they mark this does count as a one Spider-Man game sale, which would also be helping up the Marvel, like, sales, basically expectations they have too as well. But yeah, good stuff to go and know. This is beautiful. Let me know your thoughts and comments on all the consoles going cheaper. Now, we have some little fun other side stuff too as well floating around. We're first and foremost, if you guys have been seeing drama, we're now seeing Rockstar, some GTA 6 news, being forced to come back to in office. Now, I'm sure you guys, either yourselves or have heard about in the news, A lot of workers have now gone and had a chance to go remote ever since, the pandemic. And since then, a lot of places have been wanting people to return. I'm more of a pro work from home, get your remote work done, and just be comfy in your house. You don't have to commute. You don't have to waste money on gas. You don't have to go and put wear and tear in your car. You get to save time not sitting in traffic. I'm a big fan and big proponent of remote work. But one thing to note is that Rockstar actually announced on the 28th of February that workers will have to be in office 5 days a week from the 15th of April as remote working provisions are withdrawn for the majority of staff. And this is kind of crazy because I think this also goes towards GTA 6. Now, I'm sure you guys have seen leaks, either I've covered them on my channel or just from general news, but GTA 6 is probably one of the most leaked games I think I've ever seen in my entire life. We've seen the source code leaked, we've seen characters leaked, we've seen models leaked, we've seen story leaks, we've seen map leaks, we've seen a lot of leaks from this game. And I'm guessing, because we've also seen some leaks of someone who's an executive and a random kid shows up in their house, a friend or whatever, or their son, they go and record the game itself. It's rough. It's rough. I think right now, just the higher ups just don't want any more leaks. Can you imagine if GTA 6 has huge story leaks and huge game leaks right before the game comes out after all the other leaks they've had already? And I do think they're kind of probably putting this towards remote work, which I don't want to say a 1-to-1, but it makes sense. There's just been so many leaks with this. So the news comes 1 year after 170 Rockstar game workers in the UK signed a petition opposing the mandatory 3-day office work in one of the UK games industry's biggest ever trade union actions. Workers belonging to the IWGB Game Workers Union accused Rockstar of broken promises and share concerns around health, caring responsibilities, living arrangements, and the heightened risk of overwork. And I think a lot of people are kind of bringing this up a lot more because the game is coming out soon. We now have the official game trailer for GTA 6, so people are kind of ooh. And it makes a lot of sense. I don't want to say I support this because I like when people have a chance to work from home. I think working in office, if you can work from home and do the same exact thing, I don't think it's needed. I've always been on that advocate side. But on the consumer side of someone who wants to buy and play GTA 6 when it comes out, I don't want more leaks. Having people working in office and basically having a chance to have that separation out also makes sense. I don't want to have the game be destroyed before it comes out. And just because there's just been so many leaks, I can understand why a company's hey, just let us do it. Now, I think a lot more people would be okay with this if after GTA 6 is done, you could go back to working remote, but typically, and I'm sure you guys know corporate America, that usually doesn't work out. So yeah, this kind of sucks. So basically saying, there's going to be a few rare exceptions, which basically means probably no one except for executives and workers for the company who are members of the IWGB game unions have described the move as a reckless decision-making and raised concerns over ill planning and serious impacts on well-being. Select individuals were notified in early February through official communications took over 3 weeks to emerge, leaving mainly anxious and circulating rumors. Which makes sense. You don't have, some people actually move, which is kind of still, it's 50-50 in the dumb or not, depending on the circumstances. But some people who work fully remote will go and just move across the country, which, if I knew my job was stable, I'd do it. But at the same time, some places always want to have that, hey, let's go return to office vibe. I do think they were saying also want to have 3 days of mandatory working too as well, and some people are iffy on that. And just a lot of people just don't like it. There's also people working in the UK and other various regions too as well. So basically, Rockstar's managements are refusing to engage with workers and says that on the 15th of April, they will be pulling the plug on their remote access technology to shut down any possibility of continued home working, citing security concerns and reduced productivity without providing employees with any supporting evidence. I do think a lot of people usually can work pretty well from working from home. It's been proven by many other businesses where sometimes it actually goes up over time, but it's kind of sad to go and see that Rockstar is kind of just against us as a whole. Now, kind of last but not least, we actually have some fun stuff where maybe Dragon Age Dreadwolf is scheduled to release this year, and I think Dragon Age has always been a fun game. I'm pretty excited for this one. Now, it's not confirmed, but people are pretty much saying this game will be coming out maybe as of this year, so it's kind of fun to go and see. I mean, there could be a little bit of a wiggle room going on for that one. And a little bit of a fun story saying the Star Wars Dark Forces box art showed a level that wasn't in the game nearly 30 years later, and people with the remaster now have like the files. Actually, go check this one out. I also am a little bit excited for the Star Wars Battlefront 2 as well, where I want the game itself to be just fun and playable. But it's always fun to see really old school retro games kind of come back and have people go and just be around. We also had one last tweet saying that the Horizon game at Guerrilla is apparently not been canceled. I'm not the biggest fan of this. I'd rather play The Last of Us multiplayer if I had to say, but intriguingly, the Horizon online game has not been, as of now, canceled. So a lot of random little news stories. So if you guys will sit back and enjoy, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. Go swing by the Twitch later on today, or follow the Twitter, or check it for the Weeble, or as well the Best Buy link down below. And I appreciate y'all for watching in the first place.